Listen to this number. A research report stating that the country loses approximately 14.4 billion rand a year due to illicit gold mining. It's also said that tons of gold has been illegally shipped out of the country. So what do we make of this? What impact on the local mining industry, and how can we stop it? Let me take you live to Cape Town. KD's Corporate Solutions Mining Analyst, Peter Major, a very good afternoon to you. Let me repeat that number, $1 billion, 14.4 billion rand. That is a king's ransom, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, Jeremy. But you got to remember, this is a treasure trove of minerals, South Africa, and that's just gold. If you start adding up the other illegal minerals, it's probably that much again.
So, Peter, the report suggesting that much of the looting occurring during the height of state capture, a period of 4 years, 2012 through 2016, and linked to the decimation of the South African Reserve or the South African Revenue Service's capacity to investigate the illicit economy. We know that SARS is still on the back foot. So I guess the next question is there any hope of change?
Look, it's a very complicated story, and I read what was in the Sunday Times, and it's actually 4 or 5 stories they're trying to put into one. So yes, the decimation of the SARS investigative unit, that's hurt quite a bit. But you have to say, how is that related to 30,000 illegal gold miners who are mining a lot of gold illegally, but off of defunct mines? Then you've got a lot of illegal gold miners working inside existing mines. We saw when Sibanye closed their cook shaft. I think out of 5,000 men, close to 1,500 were illegal men working amongst the legals. Then you've got theft from existing gold mines. There's syndicates inside existing gold mines, and they steal gold through various stages of the recovery, from underground to in the mill to in the smelter, even maybe in the Randgold refinery. So it's a real multifaceted story, the 14 billion rand that is going out of the country without being taxed, without being accounted for, and mined or refined unofficially, illegally.
So whether it be defunct mines, as you've suggested, or happening within existing operations, it would seem that there is a real problem as far as security is concerned when it comes to the mines themselves. Are they simply powerless to act?
You've hit the nail on the head. It's a problem with security. With the breakup of the mining houses, we don't have strongly organized processes and management structures and labor structures that we had for 120 years. With the breakup of the mining houses and the decimation of the gold industry, and with the decimation of a lot of good people, good departments in government, and we saw even the unions have lost a lot of control over their branches and their sub-branches. So in this disarray, in this chaos, security is broken down, and whoever has the biggest gun and enforces it strongest. And we know the illegal miners have a lot of guns, and those syndicates enforce order very strongly. They literally shoot people, torture people, beat them up. So whoever has the strongest security enforcement seems to get away with the most. We've really got to work together. We've got to have a CADESA. We've got to have the heads of the mining companies meeting with the heads of the unions and the heads of the government all in the same room. And boy, they got to show unity. We hear that word unity all the time in politics. This is really where we need to show unity, and we got to show it through action, not just a couple meetings and we sign a memorandum or a protocol. We have to have all those 3 parties show action.
So unity with what objective? What should that action be then?
It should be that we're going to have a set of rules that are not going to be 50 pages long, 100 pages long. You know, we're going to try and get it as close to the 10 Commandments as we can. And everybody's going to buy into those rules. Because when you have too many rules, different parties and factions will select the rules they want to follow, and they don't follow the other rules. And you have to say, all employees have to report anything illegal they know about. And the unions have to enforce rules down their various structures. They can't have rogue structures. And government has to say, we're working together with the companies, not politicizing, not demonizing, not challenging. We need a lot of less headbutting. We need no headbutting. So government, unions, mining companies, they must agree on, here's the problem, here's what all three of us can do to eliminate it.
Put that figure of $1 billion.
It can't be beat.
Put that figure of $1 billion or 14 billion rand into some sort of perspective for us. What real impact is this then having on the mining industry? And I guess also, what impact is it having on formal jobs within the sector?
Yeah, the jobs is a good place to start, because at our peak in the mid-1980s, we had 550,000 gold miners directly employed just on gold. 550,000, and there was 2 workers on surface, subsidiary workers working for engineering, consultancy firms, backup and supply. Now we don't have 550,000 gold miners. We barely have 100,000. And so where's those other 450? And then if you've lost 450,000 gold miners, that means you've lost 900,000 subsidiary people. And those were real jobs. Those were engineering, fabrication, construction, timber, agricultural. So huge job losses. And the gold mines we have, they're still operating, are not making money. So they don't have money to spend on capital expenditure or on research and development. They're just hanging on there. They're not paying dividends. They're not rewarding shareholders. So there's no new shareholders coming in to give them money. But the illegals are operating on 40, 50% profit margins. So they're expanding operations, and they can pay to get things done. They can get the best people. They might be criminal, but they're good. They're good security. They're good marketing. They're good at smuggling the gold out. They're good at refining, at gathering the gold. So because they have high profit margins, just like the drug industry, they can get whatever they need. They can get the best for the money.
Peter Major from KD's Corporate Solutions. It certainly is scary indeed, but as you say, with a bit of effort, it can be beaten. Peter Major, thank you very much indeed.